Good day, and thanks for stopping by GardenStateWeather.com, New Jersey and the Northern Mid-Atlantic region's weather news portal. I'm forecaster Robert Smith with the daily video forecast discussion for Wednesday, April 24th, 2013. Start things out on this beautiful Thursday with generally sunny skies across the forecast region. Already the winds are switching around to the southwest, where temperatures are in the mid-40s to lower 50s across the Delmarva region, and elsewhere temperatures this morning in the low to the mid-30s across northwestern New Jersey into parts of Pennsylvania, and then getting around 40 or in the mid-40s already in the New York City metropolitan area out towards Long Island, and they're in the low to the mid-40s across the Hudson River Valley and interior Connecticut this morning, all with generally sunny skies, clear skies this morning, and a light northwest flow. The winds are veering more to the west now in southeastern and central New Jersey, and already we have winds increasing from the south and southwest, which is going to pump in some very mild air this afternoon, where temperatures are going to get into the 70s. We do have a little bit of fog across portions of south and southern New Jersey into the Delmarva region, but that's going to burn off with mixing today, and the winds are going to increase, especially along the coast and interior sections later tonight as the front passes through. And they could get quite gusty, keeping temperatures down along the barrier islands this afternoon, but inland, away from that influence, temperatures are going to be well into the 70s. Water vapor this morning shows lots of dry air across the northern mid-Atlantic states. Here's our weakening cold front as it moves through. It is a rather strong cold front with strong air advection behind it, so temperatures are going to drop tomorrow morning to around 40 or so in the city as the front makes its way through with clear skies at daybreak. Here's our old frontal boundary and low pressure off the southern New England coast, and that will continue to move away from the area. High pressure here off the mid-Atlantic and South Atlantic coast states will pump in some mild air ahead of this cold front today, and we're expecting skies to increase in cloud coverage late this afternoon, but most of the day will be sunny, and temperatures will be on the chilly side along the immediate coast, but inland temperatures will soar into the 60s and 70s. Here's our beautiful sunny skies to start today. Here's some showers already ahead of the cold front breaking out across western New York and into Pennsylvania. And these showers will continue to move in our direction during today, with some of the cloud cover beginning to increase. Now, we do have some small craft advisories today until 2 o'clock, and these for southerly winds at 5 to 10 knots, increasing to 10 to 20 knots, gust up to 25 knots this afternoon. Southerly winds 10 to 20 knots, gust up to 25 knots this evening, and then shifting to the west-northwest at 10 to 20 knots, gust up to 25 knots Thursday morning, diminishing during the afternoon. Small craft advisory means that winds of 25 to 33 knots and seas of 5 feet or greater are anticipated in this region. Across southern New Jersey and off the coastal water, small craft advisories again until 2 o'clock this afternoon. Across the South Shore and east ends of Long Island, again, small craft advisories through Thursday afternoon, and these will be for shifting winds and also a gust of 10 to 20 knots with gust up to 25 knots during this afternoon, tonight, and tomorrow morning. Here's our NAM Wharf temperatures starting out again today on the chilly side in the upper 30s to low and mid 40s across the region. The model seems to be handling that well. As we move through the afternoon with southerly winds, we already see temperatures rising well into the 60s inland, and also getting into the low and mid 70s in some areas. These are a little bit cooler than what the model showed yesterday, but nonetheless it's going to be a relatively warm day, except for when the winds really start cranking across the coast. We see temperatures here could be holding in the in the mid 50s and not really make it out into the 60s. And then the air mass becomes changeable as the front and clouds become closer. There's a chance for some rain showers this afternoon, but most of the rain should really hold off until very late tonight and tomorrow morning, and then clear skies at sunrise tomorrow. You won't even know that you had about a third to a half of an inch of rain. Most areas will see less than a third of an inch of rain in those showers, and those showers will be mainly across the Poconos into northwestern New Jersey and scooting off the coast during tomorrow morning. And by the time we get to tomorrow morning at sunrise, temperatures falling back upper 30s to around 40 or 40 so degrees in the New York City metro area. And the west to northwest flow tomorrow means that temperatures will probably rebound back into the 60s, but they will not be as warm as they were today, but they will be more uniform. That means that the coastline will see temperatures just about where inland locations see them tomorrow. And then the winds veer around high pressure again off the New England coast on Friday, Thursday night and Friday, with another weak disturbance moving through. And by the time we get to Friday afternoon, temperatures again back to near seasonable levels in the upper 50s and lower 60s, which is still a little cooler for this time of the year. The average highs are running around 62 to 67 degrees from New York City down to Philadelphia. That's the normal high for this time of the year. We can see by Friday the NAM model, again with an easterly fetch, wants to keep the waters from Sandy Hook down through probably Ocean County in New Jersey into the 40s and lower 50s as a result of an onshore easterly fetch. GFS forecast maps in motion. High pressure off the coast. Here comes the front across the region tonight. A few scattered showers across the region. Then look at this. High pressure builds in. Another small disturbance moves off the New England coast by Thursday night and Friday morning, followed by a beautiful weekend with high pressure building overhead and really just some small disturbances to our north. Most of the day on Saturday and Sunday and even parts of Monday will remain on the dry side with plenty of sunshine and near seasonable temperatures in the 60s. Now, next week gets interesting as we get through Tuesday and Wednesday and even into Thursday. The model's still having a problem with developing this cutoff low and its location. And there's a chance that the winds becoming northeast here and moisture from off the ocean means the temperatures are going to cool down a bit across the northern mid-Atlantic, and there could be an influence of more cloud cover and perhaps some rain. But we just don't know exactly where the frontal boundary is going to lie at that point, and therefore we can't really give you a definitive forecast beyond Tuesday at this point. If we look at the 8 to 10 day mean 500 millibar height anomalies in the upper atmosphere, this is valid until probably Saturday, the 4th of May. European model now keeping a ridge across southeastern Canada and most of the Atlantic coast states with a trough developing here, a cutoff kind of a trough, but it's still an open trough out to the west where it doesn't cut off as much. The GFS has a little bit higher ridge access here off the west coast and also off the Atlantic Canada down through the northern mid-Atlantic. But the GFS is keeping, again, the trough axis again through just west of the Ohio Valley through the central United States down through the southern plains. It's a little bit deeper than the European model, and there's a larger spread of variance here on just how far south and deep this becomes. And if this is going to mean that we're going to have some kind of a system developing here across the southern mid-Atlantic for later next week. And this is last night's European model run here from the Euro. And we find as we go through the day today, here's our cold front coming through, high pressure building across the region during the day on Friday and Saturday, and that ridge of high pressure extends off the mid-Atlantic and southern New England coast with generally fair skies, sunshine, and mild temperatures in the 60s, seasonable actually for this entire weekend. As we get through the period on Tuesday and Wednesday, the high remains in control, but we find a little bit more variance here. Very warm air starting to build north now across the Ohio and Tennessee and Mississippi valleys, with that strong ridging across the northern Atlantic and mid-Atlantic coast states all the way down through the southeastern states. And the high continues to remain in place through Wednesday and into Thursday, and it slowly gives way on Friday. And this is where things get interesting, because now the GFS, the European modeling is showing a closed low, or something developing into a closed circulation here across the upper Midwest, and that would be for Friday night and Saturday, with high pressure still ridging across southeastern Canada down through and off the eastern United States. And this would mean that we have a blocking pattern setting up here with one upper level low off southeastern Canada, high pressure ridge across southeastern Canada through the mid-Atlantic coast states, and then this cutoff and pinching low here. And what this is going to do for the forecast as winds veer around more to the east and southeast means we're going to have an influx of moisture, and probably we're going to be getting into some kind of a wet pattern here by later next week. Just how wet, we don't know yet. So you enjoyed this breezy and beautiful Wednesday afternoon. For GardenStateWeather.com, I'm forecaster Robert Smith. We'll be back bright and early with you on Thursday morning.